Thank you, Gore. Ah, thank you, Gore. I've turned blah, 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 blah. I've turned off noise. What is it? What's the filter called? Thank you for the bits. Oh, 15 bits. Jesus Christ, Gore. Thank you for a good stream. I turned off noise gate. I don't know how I'm gonna sound now without noise gate on. So we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna play more not Slay the Spire, Slay the Princess. Get a couple more endings and we'll see how that goes. And yeah. 1 second while I throw away my can. Alright. See you later. Good luck with the princesses. See you later, Gore. Mike fell, so had to pick that up. I guess I'll just try to talk gently as best I can, and hopefully I don't sound too loud. Alright. Let me turn my speakers on over there. Head over to game. I don't know why. I'm gonna move, right there. I'm gonna lock that in. There we go. I'm gonna lock that as my placement. Yep, there we go. That works. Nom 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 nom. Maybe it was over here. Ah. Ah. Oh. Okay. Putting the headphones on. Let's change the thingamabobber. Hopefully the audio is going. There we go. See if I can hear it now. Mute the desktop. There we go. Alright. Let us continue on. I believe you find yourself alone. Yeah, we gotta head on over because we got another princess that went to the entity. Yeah, the Blade Princess.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me, short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins.
Wow. Okay.
I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Are me and her supposed to be like dark, like god Lovecraftian entities, and we're just like, I don't know. I'm overthinking it, but it's interesting. I'm also going to, I don't know, I'll leave Twitch chat the way it is right now. Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we are real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
My mind is spinning. How dare they spin my mind? Do you have thoughts on the vessel?
This one is a single-minded edge. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for a piercing heart.
Piercing is a word for it. She pierced me many times.
Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
You know what? I don't exactly mourn her that much. Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
Alright, Malzbazoth. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
That's interesting. Because if they don't have a narrator, how can they... Like the princess that was able to get through the door. Because she could. He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does, and when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. Their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond? He does, and when I find him, I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
God damn it, that's so deep. Quit it! How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
One more, huh? Interesting. Is there anything you would like me to bring
These
you?
gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
You know, we are going to fight when this is over. Do you really want me to bring you the last vessel? If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here. Overwrite that save.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you.
There is no waiting forever. Wait.
I will see you when you return. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage?
It sounds like she's talking about the code of the game. It's because it might crash when she talks.
Because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Yep. Jesus. It closed the game.
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Howdy.
We may fight, and we may not. But not all fights end in destruction, just as not all conversations end in peace. Even if you destroy me, it will have been worth it to finally know what I am, and to have had the chance to know you.
How do I know I'm gonna fight her, though? It's only what the narrator keeps saying. I'm ready to go back.
Next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
The thing is, I know there's a princess that's a monster that eats you. Don't ask how I know that. But if that's not the last one, then there are even more princesses that you can find out there. And this is just a limited number that you can find. Ah! Bring the razor full to her.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Have you considered that maybe the only killing a princess scene? Can't someone else do it? Forget it, I'm not doing that. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to walk to the cabin.
You make your way up the short. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him.
Ignore him. Proceed. Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note, the blade.
Yeah, enter the basement. Let's go. No blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an her voice soft.
Hello? Is someone there?
Is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you.
Continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. How could someone like this? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Yeah, we already went through all
If
this.
we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure you attempt to make your way. Is someone else here? You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade. Like, easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her
Yep.
teeth tearing as she rips her flesh from her bone. A sound. It's the blade from her. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine.
Save the
You'll
princess.
be cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes her limb. She didn't so much. No, she didn't. She smiles soft. How is she still smiling?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The
Here we go.
You can't. As the princess. Wait, this isn't fair. Watch me.
What are you?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you.
Your body lunges forward. But the princess. Stop it. Stop.
I can't resist.
Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there?
A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. but you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease.
Uh-oh.
You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world.
Then there was another princess that I saw somebody get that involved like a flesh pit?
It can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark.
And you die.
And you die.
The witch.
You're on a path. You're here to slay her.
She's going to kill me again. But I already... Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here? Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. If she will lie, don't worry. You can trust us to get the job
The
done.
opportunist. The opportunist is here.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted
Interesting.
cords that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a... What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how... No blame.
Enter the basement.
Hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
Yes, we do.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, her voice skitters.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty. Hello? I'm not nasty.
You are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognize
I'm not
your
nasty.
nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
Yeah.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any... Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Because we do.
Oh, no. You've already been here. That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I'm sorry about last time. I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. I get the sense that you're not happy with me. I'm unarmed. That's a gesture of goodwill, so why don't we talk it out? Oh, it does go down. I don't trust you, not enough to free you, and definitely not enough to get close to you. I'm leaving. Bye. Leave her in the ways. Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out here? Can you get out of those on your own? Well, Shane's didn't stop you last time. Look, I know. Things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. You didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you. I'm unarmed.
You came to me with empty hands last time, too. But that didn't mean you hadn't been plotting something nasty all along. What you did showed me as much.
But we didn't plot anything. We just made an informed decision based on the information we had at the time. I think you're both making perfectly valid points. Sure, we didn't plot anything, but it's easy to see how she might think we did.
Both of us, we should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
No, you don't know that. I'm sorry about last time.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Didn't say you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
I didn't bring my blade down here, remember? How am I supposed to get you out of those chains? Can you get out of those? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
See?
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
What was that? Hold on.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Why do I have the nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out here? Let's leave. Leave with the princess.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it. Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
I'm going to save. I want to see. Enough to get close to you. I'm leaving. Bye.
Very pragmatic. That is why you're in charge.
Abandoning me, are you? Fine then. Run. Tuck your tail between your legs and scamper away. You might be able to escape me, but you can't escape from what you are and what you've done. If I don't take you, the wilds will.
You turn to leave, but as you do, there's a deep, guttural groan, seemingly uttered by the walls themselves, followed by the creak of wood being stretched beyond its limits. The cabin starts to get smaller. What the hell is going on? We're getting out of here and saving our skins. That's what's going on. As the roots that make up the walls of the cramped
Playing it
basement
safe. Leave the
close around
character
you,
in the basement.
kicks in and you bolt upstairs. The steps are uneven and lively, creaking as they expand out of the dirt floor, the stairway growing smaller and smaller as you dart up towards the light. You manage to squeeze through the door just as the entrance seals itself shut behind you. The cabin is smaller than it was before, and it's getting even smaller.
Oh.
That's fine. We'll just leave. I'm sure you'd like to do that. But unfortunately, there is no longer a front door. The roots have already closed over the only possible exit. What little light peeks through the holes that were once windows is growing weaker as the cabin continues to close in on itself. Shit. What do we do? As your mind races for an answer, you hear the princess's voice crackle up the stairs.
Do you hear that, you loathsome thing? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
What about you? They'll crush you just as easily as they'll crush me. I take it all back. I can help you. They'll crush you just as
As
easy.
long as you suffer while you die, I'll gladly suffer with you. Especially if I get to hear it happen.
This doesn't help anyone. I can't believe she'd kill us both just to spite me. See? This is exactly why you were tasked to slay her, and why you shouldn't have left her in the basement. She's an antisocial monster who'll gladly burn the whole world for her satisfaction.
An antisocial monster.
The roots grow ever closer. We know. We can see them.
We know. We can make them stop. You can make them. Why though? Why are you doing this? They're pressing in on me. They're probably pressing in on you too. I'm only assuming that because I can't see you, but it sure sounds like they are. We're not animals or people. I take it all back. Why are you
That's
doing?
in my nature. Just like you coming here to hurt me is in yours. It's who I am.
That is extremely not us. We're just doing what we're told, and making the best out of a difficult situation. We didn't even try to kill her. We just left her here. It's the same thing. It isn't.
It's the same
You
thing.
feel something against your back. A thick root pushing its way into the cabin. An unstoppable, unyielding wall of bark. You're running out of time. Shit. What do we do? What do we do?
They're probably pressing in on you too. I'm only assuming.
No, what's the matter? You're scared of thorny roots digging into your neck? Are you scared of suffocating in this dark, dark place alone? Good.
That one made me feel bad inside. I don't want people to think we're scared. Nobody likes someone who's scared of things. I, for one, think this is a perfectly reasonable situation to feel scared in. This place is getting awful tight. Up to the floor as the roots continue to expand into the cabin. Ugh, we're never gonna make something of ourselves with that attitude. At least she isn't gonna make something of herself either. At first it's almost gentle, your body being lifted delicately off the ground as the floor shifts beneath you. But the cradle of the growing roots starts to feel suffocating, then unbearably tight. Then that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict.
Oh no.
Creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones, pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living cabin.
Oh boy.
The suffering is what you deserve, you hideous creature. Know as you die that you are hated. I hate you, and I'm glad to die horribly if it means you die with me. I wouldn't have it any other way.
The pressure is unfathomable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding with trapped blood. And then you pop. Everything goes dark.
And you die.
And you die.
The wild. Ugh.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you talk. What happened? What did you do? Why does he want to know? I don't mind where we are right now. It's rather nice. I can hear what everyone is thinking. There's no reason to keep secrets. We tried leaving her in the basement, but she made the cabin come to life, and it crushed both of us into a fine paste. And now we're here.
Existing.
For what it's worth, I'm with him. This is nice.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see. So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
This thing watching us, what is he? Why should anyone do anything right now? This is fine. I like being this. Why are you being nice to me? Don't you hate me? Don't we sort of hate each other? I can feel the pressure of the outside pushing in on us. What are we supposed to do about it? This is how we're supposed to be, but what do we do now? Whatever we are right now is an abomination, and I want out. I don't like this. I'm supposed to be me, and you're supposed to be something that isn't me. Okay, you, narrator, how do I stop her?
watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
I've had enough of this guy. How do we stop him? I want to stop her. What do I do? I feel like I can't do much of anything right now. Why should anyone do anything right now? This is fine. I like being this. Why are you being nice to me?
How could you say that? Look at us. We're almost everything. And we can be even more than this. Don't you feel our potential?
No, you're spot on. You exist, and not as some part of a gestalt entity mushed together with bits of you and the princess. You're an individual. You exist as your own self, complete with your own physical body, separate from her. I'm not so sure about that. We were something like that once, but now? And if thinking about that isn't enough to startle you back to reality, consider this. She committed a murder-suicide using a living cabin. Right, that was unpleasant. We weren't big fans of that, I think. I'm sure I would have had us do the same thing if we were in her shoes. We really do make a great pair. We're probably just jealous. You need to remember that you and the princess are enemies. Don't let bygones be bygones. Remember what she's done to you and how much it hurt.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the schemes. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Doesn't
Whoa.
that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Spoken like, honestly, a real puppet master. Have we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
I'm not.
But there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty feeling she mentioned, it is fuzzy, but it's there. Almost like she still hates us. It feels mutual.
Please, stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't want you to see. I think you already know you have to look at it. Everyone's pulling in different directions, but that feeling doesn't have a motive, it just exists. Maybe we should look at it.
I need to save again. Let's gaze into the hatred in our heart.
Please, don't make us remember how we were.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. Right, she really does hate us, and we hate her. It hurts thinking about us as separate things, but we're separate. We can't hate ourselves. I love me.
I love me.
What are we thinking? Giving into absolute madness. We exist. We're real. We're separate from her. Of course we are. What are we? I can't remember. I don't want to remember what it felt like to be killed. was so much nicer when it didn't feel like it mattered. And yet you keep remembering. You remember the loathing and animosity you've shared with the princess, the pain and the anger and the betrayal. You start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
Maybe bygones can't be bygones. I don't know why I ever wanted to share a body with you, of all things. It's like my very soul reeks of yours. That was horrible. This is better, finally. I'll be able to hurt you like you deserve.
I wish I didn't have to.
Some division, when sown, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were. A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole. And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
Kill me then, if you hate me so much. Just get it over with.
I don't like this. What he wants us to do. It's just cruel. It feels like we'd be killing a part of ourselves. Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill.
Do we have to do this?
You have to. You know you have to.
Not really, but we can't be the same thing as each other. I have to put an end to whatever happened to us. Cut her free. But we can't be the same thing as each other. I had to put an end to whatever happened to us.
You devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming. He's not in our head anymore, at least not like before. I don't think he can stop us now. I'm not bluffing. You won't be so smug when it happens. He's weak, thinks he can boss us around when he doesn't have any authority. We're clearly the ones with authority around here, so we can do whatever we like. You're tired, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm fine. Whatever. Cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here.
I didn't think you would do that. After everything.
I don't like the narrator, and I don't like the princess's certain attitude, but there have been good personalities in her as well.
It's so cold without you.
Goodbye. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? There's that mirror again. Why is it here?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be calling us. And not enough. If they think it's bad, I'm with.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice. It's the end for you, but not for me. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. Can we trust you? Fine. Good.
Silence as you reach forward. They are gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. What? But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure. Faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
You know what I am.
Crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into a jagged shards of broken glass. Is the narrator just another me? So you're the narrator, and I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like me? Or like that? I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Are you a part of me, or are you something else?
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point, I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
I'm trying to ask the good questions because I feel it. What is this place? Where are we? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? I've met you many times. Have you been the same you all along? You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
What am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I don't want to be a god. I want to be me. A god? I always knew I was special. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? Are you like something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you... I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Every time I ask you something, a piece... Versions of you... You've said that before, so I really was meaning different yous. You said she contains death. What is she? I've met you many times. Have you been the same? Are you a god, or were you a god? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? What is the princess? Did you make her too? What is this place? Why would you want to rid the world of death?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
Who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times. What is this place? What is the princess? Did you make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. Seems that every me you met did a real shit job of it, though.
If I destroy her, won't I be alone? If you made us, then I want you to know that this has been torture. If you want me to destroy the concept of transformation, how is that existence any better than death, or even different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all the... After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live? Do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her? What would it be like to live in a world without her? Does anyone else know about this? Does anyone else know about us? You know, special, so you're the narrator. What are you if you're not me? I have so many questions. Does it hurt when pieces of blah, sorry. Every time I ask you something, versions of you, why couldn't you have told me all of this from the start? I would have helped you destroy her. If she's capable of becoming whatever people believe her to be, can't I just will her into something small? Let's see all this. How did you die? Why did you make her a princess? Of all things, why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread? How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? What if neither of us leave this place? Does that work? Can we just stay here together and leave the people out there alone? The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them? You've called this place a construct. What is it supposed to do?
It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. And it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through. The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
If you made us, then I want you to know that this has been torture. If I destroy her, won't I be alone? If you want me to destroy the concept of transformation, how is that existence?
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
That sounds like immortality. If you made us, and you're delusional. Do you have anything to say for... After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live? What would it be like to live in a world without her? God, there's so many questions. Who cares about dying? I've died. The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
I only have 3 questions left. Neither of us leave this place. Does that work? Can we just stay here together and leave the people out there alone?
It won't work. Her nature as the shifting mound makes it so nothing can last forever as it is now. It wouldn't matter how long the two of you waited. Eventually she would find a way to leave. And then everything would change. Everything would face oblivion. And until then, the clock ticks on.
Is there a difference between leaving this place and staying here? How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? Of all things, why is she a princess? Why did you make her a princess? How did you die? I wasn't supposed to see all this. Are you a god? So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it, and even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? I met you many times. Have you been the same you all along? If she's capable of becoming whatever people believe her, something small? Why couldn't you have told me all this from the get-go? Versions of you, you've said that before, so I really was being different yous. Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Does it hurt when the pieces you break? I have so many questions. If you're not me, what are you? Are you something like me? So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you a god. I always knew I was special. I don't want to be a god. I want to be me. What would it be like to live in a world without her?
Light, burdenless, an eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear, no more howling chaos. Just life, forever. There's a cruel irony to it all. The only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself.
Death of the author. Run out of questions. I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all this.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. I'm just an echo, and every echo fades away. You know what you have to do.
Goodbye, narrator. Shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was long quiet. All of this is you. Was right. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is the finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. See the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Hello?
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Do you know about the echo? Do you hear our conversation? Did you hear our conversation? I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
So will you attempt to destroy me and bring about the world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? The thing is, I know immortality can bring... There are many questions of immortality and mortality. We don't know about an afterlife. If we live forever, will our minds not go mad? We may become overpopulated. If we can't die, then we can still suffer though. We'd still feel pain. There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Do you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling on me? It's true. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make my choice. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked? If all of them would have led to this moment? There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it. I told you what was going to happen when we reached this point. I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. A web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to. You knew me, and I knew you, even more than either of us know each other now, and you chose to pull apart that reed. But you did not choose to end me. We were still one, but we were also separate, and we were free. We were as we are. Will you excise that part of yourself now that you see me from yet another angle?
You speak about life and death and change and stagnation, but that isn't what any of this has been about. Reject your authority, appeal to your shared humanity. Argue your independence. You act as though the world can't exist without you, but I've existed without you. I won't engage with violence. You were a part of me. I couldn't bring myself to hurt you. I couldn't bring myself to hurt you then, but I maybe should have. I miss what it was like to be together. Can we go back?
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can enlighten me.
Boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it.
This is so mind-blowing that we are going through all this.
On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead, all at once.
You learn to put yourself away, and in your stillness you rose above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
I did rise up far above you, and I am far above still. I will destroy you now as I destroyed you then. Address this vessel's statement directly. If you hadn't snatched that body away, we would have killed each other. We were self-destructive. It felt so good to finally win, even if it was going to cost me my life. Even if the journey was agony, the end gave the struggle meaning.
And even then, what we saw was not an ending. When I thought I had reached an unconquerable peak, you showed me how much further I could still climb.
Uh-oh. I know this one.
There are few things more terrifying than one's own heart, and there is almost nothing more terrifying than sharing it with another. But the most terrifying thing of all is to leave one's heart unshared. You are the only thing like me, and I am the only thing like you. Could you bear the weight of an eternity alone? Do you dare to shape a reality of solitude and thrust it on creation?
Thank you for sharing yourself with me. I don't need to share my heart with anyone. I wish I could have shared my heart with you. You showed me your heart to break me. It was a terrible thing to see. If that is what it takes to rid the world of suffering, I could bear the solitude. Do you dare to shape a reality? Thank you for sharing yourself with me.
I'm aware of what it did to you. The understanding you've returned to me is a gift. Your lover takes a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you, forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
I was blinded by emotion. We both know that. I want that feeling back. That feeling never left me. The feeling never left me. It's you. You had a desire and you set that desire free. Lifting me and me lifting you. Ever and ever. Consumed by true belief. There was nothing that could hold us back.
Then there's no need for you to fight like we are. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. Hand in loving hand.
Ray, I want to leave with you. Stop the fight early and surrender. I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
Can you abate? You begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can
It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all. What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
I'm trying to grasp the concept of what's going on as if I'm the robe and she is death herself. And I'm trying to get the perspective of the natural order of things, but I'm wondering if there's a better way of going about this without immortality, but a nicer mortality, or for both of us to walk out of here to have mortality. At least I'm confusing myself. I'm mind blown by the writing. It's easy to believe. I'm ready to go, but how do we leave? I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? Slay the princess. I was told there was enough of you in me to preserve meaning in existence. I'm going to trust that's true. Slay the princess. I have to fight for a better world. I'm so sorry. Slay the princess. You are cruelty itself, and I cannot let you exist. Slay the princess. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Hero! Which hero are you?
All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
I guess that makes sense. You have no idea how good it is to hear you. I can do this alone. Where's everyone else? How are you supposed to help? I thought voices weren't allowed here. I thought you died whenever I looked in the mirror.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
Ready!
Let's go.
I'm not trying to kill her.
Here we are. I'd say we were back where it all
Strange
started, but I
beginnings
guess it's a little
beget
after that.
strange endings.
Do you need me to describe things? That'd be nice. A little comfort in an almost unfamiliar place. Oh, you made it here too? We never really got to talk to her, did we? This one, I mean.
I like that description now, if you don't mind, for old time's sake. Is it just the three of us? Did anyone else make it to the cabin? Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated. Really goes to show how much you've grown up. Killing somebody across every iteration of reality just by existing. I don't even know what I would do if I were in the driver's seat with that kind of power.
If the offer still stands, could you describe the cabin to us for old time's sake? Is it just the three of us? Did anyone else make it? I don't actually know how to feel about him being gone. It's funny, after everything he put us through, I'm kind of sad to see him go.
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
And I've been here since you left me here. No hard feelings, I'm just glad you're back to see this through.
Out there with her. I don't actually know how to feel about him being gone.
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he? It's not complicated at all. I miss him. I feel bad that he's gone. Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's not really a cabin, is it? It's that terrifying blend of everything. Only it doesn't feel so terrifying anymore. It's still shaped like a cabin, it's just different in places. There's still walls, a door to the basement, a table, that knife. Windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really included the windows in his cabin descriptions, did he? He mentioned the windows when we broke them. No mirror this time, either. I think it did whatever it needed to do. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade. That's probably for the best. It's always seems to give us more things we can do. So, you're not going to suggest we throw it out the window? No, we've been through too much for that. And he's gone, so there's no one left to mess with but ourselves. You've gotten serious. Besides, what's the third beat? It isn't funny if we toss it out the window twice. There's the guy I know.
Throw the blade out the window. Good riddance. Enter the basement.
Those winding stairs again.
Oh.
Now there's only one way forward. Do you remember the first time we were here?
Huh.
The first time we heard her voice? Yeah, it was a real mess. Stopped being fun pretty quick.
It's okay. You can come down. The stairs won't bite. Not this time. We don't know what you want from us, but let's talk. All of us. Maybe we can help you find your way.
She doesn't sound messy anymore, though. At least somebody here feels put together.
Alright, let's continue down.
And forward we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting. That was easy compared to last time. Just stairs. No weird fuzzy stuff or nonsense trying to pull us apart. Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
So, you brought the knife. After everything you've seen, and all the lives we've lived together, you still aren't sure what you want to do? Unless you are. We just hope you're sure of yourself, one way or the other.
Sit with them. Chance to talk to you before you were taken away. Not you, at least. I'm sorry for what I did. I don't think I want to be a god. Are you the same as you are out there? I don't want to hurt anyone. There has to be a way out of this. What are we going to do? I don't want to have to slay you, but I don't know what other options there is. I don't want to hurt anyone. There has to be a way out of this.
Yes, we think. We're kind of like a shadow. Out there, every part of us is blended together into one huge idea. A big wave of unyielding change crashing against the world. But in here, we're fractured. Small. Still a little more separate than we'd like to be. Our instincts still trying to pull us in different directions.
That's kind of like us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We really are the same.
To talk to you before you were taken away. Not you, at least. I'm sorry for what I did.
It's okay. No hard feelings. In a way, you helped us become a version of her. But we weren't very good at it. I don't think a conversation with us then would have been very insightful. That's probably why we were taken away. That's all we had to offer you. It was time to change again.
After all we did, she's just forgiving us. Just like that. You know, that means a lot.
The only thing is, okay, so we've really gone back to the first cabin. Not really the first cabin, but the one cabin that we reached the first ending that she got taken away with the multi-personality, like, squished princess that I think we're looking at that got taken away. This is like the first one, but why is it this one? I don't want to hurt anyone. There has to be a way out of this. What are we going to do? I don't...
We don't think there's a way for us to leave. But maybe there doesn't have to be an ending. The way it all works seems to be based on you. If you believe we can do something, then we can do it. So believe that we can put it all back. Believe we can fix the Echo's construct and make us all forget. Believe we can send us all back to the beginning, before anyone woke up, before the truth consumed us.
Can they really do that? Are you sure that's what you want? Why wouldn't it be what we want? Especially if it brings him back? We can't keep going without a nemesis.
Would resetting it do anything to help them? The people out there, if you continue to exist, then don't they continue to die and suffer? I don't want to forget you.
If you believe we can give them more time, then we can give them more time. It's all up to you.
Yeah. Don't underestimate the power of our thoughts. You've seen what they can do.
Very true.
You haven't even seen the half of it.
How do we know we haven't done this before? This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again. Is there any other way? I take it all back. I don't want this, and I don't want to kill you. Is it too late to go back to being a god?
We don't want to forget you either, but that's what we would have to do.
A single tear forms in one eye and slides down their cheek. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
We don't think we ever really forget, anyway. There's always something that draws us back together. Some buried memory that both of us treasure.
How do we know we haven't done this before?
Maybe we have. Maybe we haven't. We can't know something like that. But we're choosing to do it now. And maybe we'll just keep doing it again and again, forever. It's almost comforting to know we can keep meeting each other over and over again.
How do you know that things won't just end worse? What if when I make my way back here, I'm different and I hurt you? What if I kill you? What if I let you bring about the end of everything? Is there any other way?
Our options are limited to what that knife offers us. Either we use it to put things back, or you kill us. We're sure you can figure out which one we'd prefer. But we don't want to influence you. We're sure you'll do what you think is best. If it's time for it to be over, it's time for it to be over. As much as we might want a few more precious lifetimes with you.
How do you know it?
That's okay. We have to be able to trust that whatever choices we make, they're the right choices. Maybe we'll continue the loop of forgetting and restarting forever. Or maybe we'll decide, at some point, that it's time for things to end.
I don't like it. You're making me cry. We're going to find ourselves back here eventually. How can we trust ourselves? Our memories will be gone, and we'd have to decide to do this every single time. Forever, eventually, something is going to be different.
When we first met each other in the long quiet, there was something inside of us. Something we couldn't recognize or understand. And we can't say we fully understand it now. A warmth when we look at you. The kind you don't realize you're missing until it's come back. Every time we hurt each other, every time something awful happened, it was still there, undercutting the pain on the surface with a constant, soothing glow. That warmth is never going to go away, and that's why we believe in you.
This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again.
You'll be back here again, sooner than you think. And then we'll part ways again, and find each other, and part ways, and find each other. It's like we're never really alone.
I mean, kinda, but we just can't live different lives.
Because even the time we spend apart is time spent chasing these moments of reunion. And they're all the sweeter for the isolation in between, don't you think?
That's beautiful.
I get it.
You've really grown a heart, haven't you?
And when we do, we can choose to do it all again. We'll always be able to start over, if that's what all of us want. There's no turning back now. You came down here with the knife, which means the knife has to get used. Or there wouldn't have been any meaning to taking it. And this place is all about meaning.
What? So what would have happened if I threw it?
But if that's what you want, you can always hope that the next you will want that too. But there's only one way to give him that choice.
Yeah. We're already here, and we've already brought the blade, and nobody wanted to throw it out the window. We can't just go back now. One way or another, we'll have to see this through.
No!
There's the third beat. Hey, you're right. There it is. Can't say it's very funny, though.
So that's the dialogue. Skip. Auto. I can't go back? 1 second. I gotta go to the bathroom. This is so much pressure. All right. If I click save, and I save over this one, I guess? Agree to her plan.
Okay. If this is your choice, then I have your back. I guess I'll see you on the other side. Speak for yourself. Maybe I'll see you too. Maybe I won't. They take the blade from our hand and stare fondly into our eyes.
I love you.
We love you too. Everything is going to be okay.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Have you considered the... You're on the path to the woods, and at the end... Wow. These are some great people, honestly. A lot of people actually worked on this game. No, I want to go back. I wanted to see the voices. No! Markiplier. The good ending doesn't count. From the main and in-game menus under the Memories tab. And it's full of clues that will help you find undiscovered vessels and interactions. Happy hunting. I guess that's the end. And I've got a lot to think about with this game right now. And I kind of want to look up some of the endings and stuff, but I'd rather, if you're watching this, buy the game, go on your own adventure to figure all this out. Because I got the ending I went down and tried. I'm going to look at the achievements and possibly continue on to look into what other choices or endings I could have gotten. So, I'm gonna go raid somebody. It was a shorter stream, but I already had debated whether to stream tonight or not as is. So, let us go end stream now. And we'll go see where things go from here. Let's go raid KIC dude. He's playing Monster Hunter World. Goodbye, everybody.